Hello, everyone. Happy February 18th. Maybe you don't think there's anything special about this day. I don't know. But back in 1930, Elm Farms Ollie became the first cow to fly in an airplane. So go with us here. I know this is kind of crazy, but imagine that you are Ollie, this cow, the first cow to fly in an airplane. You've returned to Earth. You're back in the herd, trying to explain your experience to the other cows, Daisy, Bessie, Mookie, all the wonderful cow names we know. The whole gang. Everyone's there on the farm. That's all they've ever known is the farm, the barn, the field. Every day's schedule is the same. You're going to eat, you're going to give milk, you're going to eat grass. It's kind of just the same thing day after day after day, right? But now you have traveled much further and seen much more. How would those other cows respond to you? Until your trip, you were just like them. But your point of view has now changed because you saw things that you could never have imagined before. Treetops, homes, cars, highways, the horizon, all of these things. Your life will never be the same as Ollie the cow, the first cow to fly in an airplane. That silly story is pretty close to what humans really experience in our lives. We spend our lives in this planet. Some people never travel out of the country. Some people don't even leave their hometowns. But God is so much bigger than our world, no matter how small or how big our world may seem to us, and far beyond. He sees all of the people of the world all the time. He also sees everything beyond our tiny little planet throughout the universe. So when he tells us about life, when he tells us about the future, how to live, or anything else, we need to listen carefully. We should try to see life from his point of view. We need to be thinking about what he wants. There's a verse in the Bible that talks a little bit about this, where Peter had an idea that was not what God was looking for. In Mark 8:33, this is Jesus. He's turning around and looking at his disciples. He rebuked Peter and said, "Get behind me, Satan. You are not thinking about God's concerns, but humans' concerns." We need to recognize that when God tells us something, even when it doesn't make sense, to the way that we know things or the way that we feel about things, we need to recognize and align ourselves with what he thinks is important, what he says is important, even if it doesn't seem to make sense to us. This interaction that was going on didn't make sense to Peter, but Jesus was very clear to him. This is the way that things are supposed to happen. This is God's will. You need to get your mind on God's will, not on what you think is right or wrong. God says, for example, that this life is not everything. He offers eternal life in heaven with him. If we have given our lives to him, he says that we can trust him for the future. And God tells us about all of this in his word, the Bible. So today, as you go through your day, try to see life from God's point of view and trust him in everything that you do. Try to see a little bit more of what he sees, that bigger picture, and try to understand what God's purpose is, to reach people, to reach you and me, but to reach other people as well. Be that source of light to other people today. Let God use you. Let him give you a different view on life. I pray that your day is blessed by God. You have an awesome day, and that you will join us back here again tomorrow as we continue our devotionals. Take care.